and welcome to the R, episode number 8, June 5th. Before I begin, I'd like to add that there's been a black cloud looming over my house only. I can see sunshine hitting the other houses, and you can obviously see that's either the light or God. I'm not sure yet. But right over my house, there's like pitch black, ominous. You can see demons throwing little pitchforks at me from the sky right over my house, so it's like this little area on the map. So yeah, if you see me duck or jump or anything, that's why. I'm really not a fan of lightning blowing at my house. With that said, animals seem to be assaulting us worldwide. In New York City, thousands of bees have swarmed outside a New York City game store, trapping employees inside for hours. Worried employees looked out the window of the Manhattan store while talking on the phone as the bees clustered Saturday afternoon. A sign in the window warned, "Look! Closed due to bee infestation." Most passerbys avoid the GameStop store near Union Square, one of the city's busiest shopping areas. But Edward Alberts tried to help, dressed in regular clothes. He lured many of the bees into a box without getting stung. Eventually, bee specialist Tony Planakis arrived in protective gear and used the scent of a queen bee to collect the rest of them. The store reopened for business. The bees were being taken to hives upstate. Now, I'm not sure why, but I guess bees, they found out that the Bee Movie game didn't do so well, and because of that they were very upset, and now they're taking revenge on us. So hopefully we'll do better with another bee game, but until that time, we need to make sure that the bees are happy. So if you see a bee, please bring out your video game system and offer it to it, and apologize graciously, offer it honey or something. I don't know, whatever bees like, but they seem to be quite angry about that. Let's see. In Wellington, New Zealand, Polly wants a passport and isn't above stealing one. A brazen parrot which spotted a Scottish man's passport in a colored bag in the luggage compartment under a tour bus nabbed the document and made off into a dense bush with it, the Southland Times newspaper reported Friday. The bird, a parrot of the Kia variety, made its move while the bus was stopped along the highway to Milford Sound on South Island, and the driver was looking through the compartment. Milford Sound, which runs inland from the Tasman Sea, is surrounded by the sheer rock face, is part of Fiordland National Park, a World Heritage Site and major travel destination. Police told the newspaper that the passport was not to be recovered and has not been recovered and is unlikely to be located in the vast Fiordland rainforest. My passport is somewhere out there in the Fiordland. The kid is probably using it for fraudulent claims or something, the passport owner, who did not want to be named, told the newspaper. A replacement passport for the British High Commission in Wellington could take 6 weeks and cost up to $250. I'll never look at a Kia the same way, the man was quoted saying. Kia, the world's only snow-line dwelling parrot, are widely known as inquisitive birds who appear to take delight in attacking rubber items like windshield wiper blades. Native to New Zealand, the birds are found only in or near South Island mountains, where the live in high-altitude beech forests and open subalpine herb fields that stretch up into the snow line are. Covered mainly in brown and green feathers, they have large flashes of bright orange feathers under their wings. So case in point, chain, much like you use a chain for your wallet or your keys, also use one for your passport, because now parrots seem to be wanting to travel first class, and I guess they must have somehow figured out how to fake a passport, but they require real ones first, so keep an eye on that, especially if you're going overseas, because you really don't want to mess with those Middle Eastern parrots. In Port Huron, Michigan, The Squirrel Thief Patriot. A brazen squirrel has been grabbing small American flags placed in Port Huron, Michigan cemetery and carrying them up to its nest, which now looks as if it's bed-necked in bunting. Every Memorial Day, volunteers place the flags next to the graves of nearly 1,000 veterans buried at Mount Hope Cemetery, about 55,000 miles northeast of Detroit. The flags were undisturbed during a mass held Monday. The Times-Herald newspaper reports that the workers at the cemetery on Tuesday noticed several flags had been torn off their wooden staffs, which were still in the ground. The mystery was solved in front of the superintendent Ron Seglerek's eyes. He watched a squirrel detach a flag, staple to a staff, and carry it up a tree to the nest. Now, there's two things that could be assumed from this. One, he really just wanted to go beyond the normal thatch of like moss and some twigs and stuff, and go for the more patriotic approach and use American flags. Two, his girlfriend might have just asked him to do that, and I don't know I know how human girls act, but squirrels might be female squirrels might be more aggressive and require much more high maintenance tasks to be done, such as stealing memorial flags. So if this is the case and you have a loved one that has passed away during a war, I would definitely make sure you use like a heavy metal flag, because they're reusable, obviously, and squirrels would find a much more difficult time trying to pick them up, and I don't really know how well that would make for a nest. I'd like to add, by the way, I just got out of class yesterday. Sorry, I had to think about it. And I was driving through the parking lot, and, I was riding with my mom, and as we were going through the parking lot, it was exceptionally packed, so there was a long line where everyone was almost bumper to bumper.